Hi, welcome to another episode of That's English.
I'm excited about today's programme because it's about art, one of my favourite subjects.
What kind of art do you like? Postmodernist? Classical? Avant-garde?
Actually, I quite like performance art. When the artist performs in front of an audience, it can be really moving.
In today's episode, Omar goes to quite an unusual art exhibition. As you watch, answer this question. Why does Omar go to the art gallery?
You're really into that art appreciation course of yours, aren't you? And I thought scientists were just people who wore white coats and talked about things the rest of us can't understand.
In my opinion, all scientists should learn to appreciate art. In many ways, I think science can be art. Art is something that can seriously feed the scientific mind.
I prefer to feed my non-scientific stomach. Have a crisp.
No thanks. This module's on postmodernism, contemporary stuff. I've got to write a gallery review.
Postmodernist art. It's controversial. Like when you see a pile of rubbish and put it in an exhibition. I prefer more classical art, artists that could really paint and draw.
Are you saying this artist can't paint? There's a lot of skill and imagination needed to create this image. It's original, thought-provoking.
I prefer this one. It's really memorable, the way light and shade are used to create an atmosphere. So much modern art's predictable and overrated.
Everything was new and shocking once. For years, nobody painted using perspective. The painters that did really shocked the world. Yes, some modern art is dreadful, but there's a lot that isn't. In my class, I'm learning that originality is the key.
That's my point exactly. The gallery's specialising in new artists.
I'm going there for my review.
Works included in this exhibition aim to explore the relationship between humans and the environment we all share. Now, performance art, that really is just the worst kind of pretentious rubbish.
I'm an expert on these emerging artists. I think this carries a message. Humankind must nurture and protect our fragile world or risk a disaster that will end life as we know it. It's slightly too literal for my taste. I prefer more original, thought-provoking, witty work, combining different media.
I rather like it.
The figure should be naked. That would convey a sense of danger, conveying our vulnerability in the face of nature's power.
Nudity in art is something that seems rather predictable and superfluous. Just shock value, really. It would make this work less approachable.
Well, the paintings I saw in the next gallery were much more avant-garde. Do you want me to explain them to you? They're quite complex.
Not really, but I'm sure you will anyway. Of course, that would be wonderful.
Excellent. I look forward to sharing my knowledge with a handsome young man.
Well, Dolores seems to know a lot about nudity in art.
Yes, but I don't think Omar agrees much with her analysis of performance art.
Let's take a look at the question again. Why does Omar go to the art gallery?
You're really into that art appreciation course of yours, aren't you?
This module's on postmodernism, contemporary stuff. I've got to write a gallery review.
He's taking an art appreciation course and has to write a gallery review on postmodernism.
In the video, we heard people discussing art using relative clauses.
The relative pronouns who and which can be replaced with that when they are the subject of the relative clause.
I prefer more classical art, artists that could really paint and draw.
Art is something that can seriously feed the scientific mind.
When the relative pronoun is the object of the clause, it can be omitted.
Well, the paintings I saw in the next gallery were much more avant-garde.
For example, the Rubens exhibition that I went to last month was excellent. Or, the Rubens exhibition I went to last month was excellent.
We also heard an example of a reduced relative clause. This is when the pronoun is omitted and replaced with the present ing participle.
That's my point exactly. The gallery's specialising in new artists.
I like artists that express modern ideas through their work.
I think artists using traditional and classical methods are more skillful.
Let's find out how Omar is getting on with his gallery review.
In this part, Omar meets Saffron, an artist. And here is the question. What topic inspires Saffron's art?
Do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I'm on the run, you see.
Of course. You're the guy I saw talking to the dreaded Dolores. How long did it take her to talk about nudity in art?
About 10 seconds.
It's easy to see why this work is so popular. Seeing the naked human form creates a visceral, almost primal reaction.
Come on, let's look at the paintings in here. I can recommend them.
There's a brilliant performance piece in the next gallery. Highly recommended by me, not Dolores. Abstract, but really thought-provoking. You should go see it.
Sorry, that's impossible. I'm in it, you see. I'm the artist responsible for the piece.
Really? You definitely have your own style. Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, I'm doing an arts degree. You know, painting, drawing, video, sculpture, photography and so on. The tutors strongly recommend specialisation, but I like to keep my options open. So I work in all sorts of different media.
And the connection between humans and the natural world is something that inspires you, right?
Definitely. Environments destroyed or affected by human exploitation are always fascinating. Listen to me, sounding pretentious.
I'm trying to write a gallery review for an arts appreciation course. How about coming around for dinner next week? My cooking is highly recommended by my housemates.
Come on. Wow, amazing. Now that's art. I can see why you're popular with your housemates.
You're too kind. Now, I'm dying to hear about these photos. Oh, this is very atmospheric.
It's an ancient tree, about to be cut down. This guy walked past it every day for years and realised it was going to disappear.
That is a very powerful metaphor. What about this one?
It's about time, ageing, and the way nature continues.
This is very uplifting. Literally, for the ants.
Oh, hi. You must be Saffron. Omar tells me you're a performance artist. He speaks very highly of your work. These are beautiful. Did you take them?
Yes.
They're just the sort of thing I'm looking for. Look, would you like to do some work that can make a real difference? I've been asked to recommend some artists for a new government environmental awareness campaign. These are pictures I'd love to use. They connect people and nature. They're very evocative.
I'd love to. It's always a pleasure to meet someone who appreciates all kinds of art.
Danny and Omar really appreciated Saffron's artwork. They described it as atmospheric, uplifting and evocative.
Before the video, we asked you this question. What topic inspires Saffron's art?
And the connection between humans and the natural world is something that inspires you, right?
Definitely. Environments destroyed or affected by human exploitation are always fascinating.
Saffron is inspired by the connection between humans and the natural world.
And by environments destroyed or affected by human exploitation.
In this part, we heard people making recommendations.
The tutors strongly recommend specialisation, but I like to keep my options open. So I work in all sorts of different media.
My cooking is highly recommended by my housemates.
We often use the words strongly or highly before recommend for emphasis.
And the verb is followed by a noun or verb in the ing form. Kieran, I strongly recommend going to see the Wildlife Photographer of the Year exhibition at the Natural History Museum.
I've heard about it. It comes highly recommended. We can also use praise as a form of recommendation.
It's easy to see why this work is so popular.
You must be Saffron. Omar tells me you're a performance artist. He speaks very highly of your work.
Did you see Bradley Cooper in the play The Elephant Man? People spoke very highly of his performance.
No, but he's gorgeous. It's easy to see why the play was so popular.
Let's hear from our friends in the US. We asked them this question. Everyone is creative in some way. What creative skills do you have?
I write mostly short stories and poetry, and a lot of my paintings are very strange. I like to do TV stars, pop culture, that sort of thing.
I write comedy sketches and I perform in a monthly show in New York.
I sing, so I think I can write a little poetry from time to time. Just a little bit, not too much. I'm not like the best at it, but I can be creative when I'm writing.
I can play the piano just a little bit, a couple of songs.
From pencil on paper to oil on canvas to computer graphic design. I graffiti. I just like to express myself in color.
I think that I haven't even reached my creative potential yet, you know what I mean? I think that I love to create stuff, you know? If I need it and I don't have it, I'm gonna make it. That's how I came up with this. I wanted something that's bold and shocking, and you know, that's if I walk by, you're gonna do a double take, you know? So I love to create stuff, yeah.
I cultivated visual skills. I worked in mosaic art for 20-some years, and now I'm cultivating the art of listening.
When I was a little kid, I used to draw a lot. I thought I had talent for drawing, but turns out I started playing basketball. That's where my skills lie.
Who'd have guessed our friends were so creative?
Nicole writes short stories and poetry, and Glenn writes and performs comedy sketches.
And Tierno made his own T-shirt, but he said he hadn't reached his creative potential yet. There's more to come.
Well, that's the end of today's artistic and creative programme.
See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.